What's going on, everyone? This is going to be a recap for the DOTS bias indicator for Tuesday, June 24th. Now, today was a little squirrely. Fed Chairman Powell was giving testimony starting at 10 a.m. So I expected the market to be a little whippy, a little indecisive, and it wasn't really. It was actually pretty logical. So I'm just going to go through the dots setups, specifically the one dot entry function, and how you could have played it in the morning session. So this is a 1 minute chart of the NASDAQ futures with the dots indicator up on top. So this is market replay. And coming into the morning, the London highs were the drawn liquidity, and there is a neat little IF FVG or whatever, inverse fair value, IFVG indicator, IFVG PT, this one PTK plus, where it gives lines for little swing points, little draws on liquidity, which I like to target in conjunction with the dots. Okay, so the market opens 9:30 when the dots are mixed, meaning different colors in the 4 rows. When the dots are mixed, I do nothing, and I'm waiting for a column of all green dots. So we get it right here. And essentially the one dot entry function is buying if it's green, the close of the 1 minute candle. That lines up with the first column of all green dots. And I like to use the ATR down here, the 1 minute ATR, to inform my stop and target using a 1-to-1 risk to reward. Like so, close enough. So for the first setup, and this setup I did not take because I was a little concerned with Powell speaking at 10 a.m. And you can see that this setup worked out. I like to be done on the day if I'm up 1R or minus 2R, but I skipped this setup, and so going forward, I'll just show you how the dots did for the rest of the morning. And you can see this blue line is the VWAP. Price held it on a retracement. Powell is speaking. You can see the market gets a little whippy. The dots are mixed currently. The dots are mixed. The dots are mixed. Dots are mixed. And right here, we get one column of all green dots. So once again, buying the close of the 1 minute candle. The ATR is about 20 points. About 20 points, close enough. 400, close enough. And one thing I like to do is combine the dots bias with draws on liquidity with the NQ stats from Probable Chris, NQ stats on Twitter. And so using the initial balance break, basically you take the first hour, so 9:30 to 10:30, and then you take 50%. So this is just a box. So this line is the 50%. So if by 10:30 the market is above 50% of this opening range, I forget what the statistic is, but it's like 80% that the high of this range is likely to get hit, and vice versa. It might be a little less, but the odds are favorable to whichever side 10:30 price action is on. And this is kind of prognosticating a little bit because it's not quite 10:30 yet, but same kind of idea. So the dots are green. 10:30. Just mark that out. Okay, so right here is 10:30, and it just happens to be around where I got in anyway. So above 50% of the first hour, dots are green, so green is bullish bias, and then this level up here is the high of the opening range, the hourly opening range. And it's just good to stack confluences, so the dots, NQ stats, EMA is holding, fair value gaps holding, whatever you want to use. And you can see the dots hit So 2 out of 2 trades. So you can see even with this little swing using the ATR, which was 20 points, did not get hit. So going forward, dots are green. And so at minimum, if you miss these setups, you're not trying to short against green dots. You're either long, looking long, or not trying to short. And then you can see right here, we got little mixed dots here. And then another, I'm not going to the trade, but another 1 dot entry function. And then ultimately London highs are what the draw was. So this morning, 3 setups that worked. It's even better when you can stack confluences in your favor. So 7-day free trial, link in the bio if you're interested in using the dots. Would love to see you. Please reach out with any questions. Thanks.